Hey guys, so today's tutorial is all about brows, as you may have guessed. I've gotten a lot of requests in the past about how I do my eyebrows, so here's a quick tutorial to show you how. These are some of the products that I use. This one's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and the color on this one is chocolate. Love this, it's so bomb. Next is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer with SPF of 35, and the color that I am is NC40. Next is the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 7B brush. This brush will last forever, it's bomb. And this is just a random kind of angled brush that I bought from TJ Maxx. This is an Eco Tools small angled brush. Bought this from Walgreens. This is also Eco Tools. It's just a flat eyeshadow brush. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our Anastasia Dip Brow and our angled number 7 brush. And first we're going to kind of comb through the brows a little bit, get them brushed up nice and neat. Kind of in the direction that the hairs naturally grow is what I prefer to do. And then I start here by doing the bottom part of the brow first. And normally what I do is I try to start right in the center to kind of draw a line and just kind of go through dabbing, not just doing a straight line, and then here we're just doing the same thing for the top, just kind of making that shape, creating the shape that we want and extending the brow out some because my brows aren't exactly that long. And then I'm going in here again and just filling in more to create a stronger shape and kind of brushing that product up into the brow to kind of smooth it out and make it more even. And I keep kind of grabbing more product and more product as I'm going along because love this stuff. And I'm just filling in more and more, kind of creating the shape that I want. And my eyebrows are more of a kind of pointed, angry looking brow, but hey, it works. So I'm going in and just putting more of that product all throughout the brow. And kind of dragging it out to make the tail of my brow. And then using the other end of the brush to kind of comb through, get those hairs back in place, and just filling in wherever I see that there's kind of a sparse area of product and I need to add more. And then I kind of turn the brush straight so that I can kind of do little thin strokes toward the front of the brow. And I'm over here listening to some trap music so you can see me kind of moving. And then let's go on brow number 2. Same thing. I start there in the center and just kind of drag some of the product through in small strokes. And filling in more and more. This one you can kind of see a lot better. I actually like this brow. My left brow is always my struggle brow for some reason. But this one actually is a lot nicer. But hey, one thing that I learned from Makeup Shayla is brows are not twins, they're sisters. So they're not always going to look exactly 100% alike, but they'll look similar. And I'm just filling in more and more and more. Getting that tail just the way that I like it. Filling in more toward the middle or the center. I feel like the hardest part about doing eyebrows is getting the middle of it just right, like right in the center, because you don't want it to be too dark or too strong or boxy. That's ugly. But yeah, like making sure that it's nice and visible, but still not very, very dark right in the center. And you don't want it to be like a straight square for sure. That is so not cute. And it's really funny because actually, when I was a lot younger, I used to do all my friends' eyebrows. Like, I was basically the brow slayer. Even before filling in eyebrows, like really dark and thick eyebrows were in, like I would always do all my friends' eyebrows. And y'all excuse my hair. It's been a rough morning for me, but yeah. And here I'm using my MAC concealer and that larger angled brush. And I just kind of dip it in and put a little bit on both sides. And I just start in a small little line, and then I kind of brush that down as I kind of finish off the tail here. Then I'll go in and fill it in more and more and kind of smooth it down to where it blends in. There we go. And concealer is honestly the best way to clean up your brows. Like, they don't have to be exactly perfect when you first fill them in, but this is the way that you go in and erase your little mistakes or errors that you made. And so I always put concealer on the bottom, but then for the top, I go in with foundation. Just because you don't want your whole brow to be highlighted and have, you know, the lighter color foundation on the top of your brow and it not blend with the rest of your makeup. That's a no-no. Unless, I would say, if your concealer is the same color as your foundation or pretty close to your foundation. But mine is lighter because I like the bottom part of my eyebrow to be highlighted. And then now I'm going to go in with that other brush, the eyeshadow brush, and just kind of blend that out to where it's not so harsh and more seamless. And I don't always use a brush for this part. Most of the time I'll just grab, just use my finger and just blend it out. But since I had it handy, I just went ahead and used the brush. And then now I'm going to go ahead and grab my foundation, which is the Fit Me foundation in Cappuccino. And I found that this works pretty good for a drugstore, and it's hella cheap, like super cheap. And it matches me perfectly. I love this foundation for a drugstore. So I put a little on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going in with that smaller angle brush and cleaning up the top of the brow, making it more defined and precise. And again, just making, any corrections where I made mistakes earlier with the brow pomade. I'm just filling in more and more, making sure it's even. And you don't have to do this step, but I like to do it because I find that since I do my eyebrows first, when I go in with foundation after, I can kind of get foundation in the brow, and that's it's like starting all over once I do it that way. But yeah, so this is just my routine. I just prefer to do brows first. I'm going in and doing all over again here. And I'm using the spoolie end of my Anastasia brush here just to kind of comb all the product through in case there's any lumps or chunks, which there normally aren't, but just to kind of comb it through, make it look more natural. And that's it, all done. Okay, so I went ahead and finished my full face off camera since today's tutorial was mainly focused on eyebrows. So Hopefully what I do helps you to slay your brows, and maybe the products that I use can help you to achieve the same look. Now, this isn't the only way to do brows. This is just my way. When I feel like I want a really strong, precise brow, these are the products that I use. Now, I'll probably come back into another tutorial on kind of feathered, more everyday, natural looking brows. But hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and kind of stay tuned for my next tutorial. Thanks.